thought I'd take a little break from my desk and talk about 10 things that I no longer do. I'll be 70 in February, and so I've had a few decades on this earth to learn about things that I don't like to do anymore. So here we go. Number one, I will not wear uncomfortable clothes. I am not a fan of shapewear. I used to wear things that pinched and poked and clinged, and I'm over it. I love fashion. I love beautiful clothes, but there are a lot of options for nice clothing that's comfortable, feels good, doesn't make you miserable. And that includes shoes that you can't wait to take off. The only thing I have to say, the only category of clothing that is hard to find that's comfortable all day long is a good bra. So anybody has something they'd like to recommend, feel free to put it in the comments. Number two, I don't spend time with people who only talk about themselves. I think we all have been with people like that, where you realize you may have a pleasant enough conversation, but you get home and you think, they don't know a thing about me. They never asked a single question. They talked about themselves the entire time. And it's just draining. I like a reciprocal relationship. So I don't do that anymore. Number three, I no longer doubt or second guess my gut or intuition. I have honed that over these decades, and I have learned to trust it, to listen to it. Anyone who still maybe questions themselves, and I think often when we're young, we do that. We just don't have as much experience. But if you need a little refresher, read the book, The Gift of Fear by Gavin de Becker. It's chilling in a way, but it's also just a great reminder. Number four, I am no longer the kinskeeper for my husband. My husband and I have been together for, 12, 13 years. And so he had a life, I had a life. We have our own kind of extended families. And I found myself beginning to be the thank you note writer and the Christmas card writer. And I'm like, I'm not your secretary. I don't need to be doing this for you. You've got your own family. I mean, I love your family, but you can do that for yourself. I'll write Christmas cards to my friends, and you can write your own thank you notes and Christmas cards. And, just you can build up a resentment for doing that, even though I love to, write notes, and I think I'm good at it, but don't need to take on his list as well as mine. Five, I don't count calories or weigh myself. I have a long history of up and down the scale, 5, 10 pounds. I mean, when I was in high school, I weighed actually 50 pounds more than I do now. So I have lost weight and mostly kept it off. And I know myself. I basically know what I weigh. I don't think the number matters. I mean, I always find out when I go to the doctor anyway, but I go more by how my clothes fit me. I have one wardrobe, and if my pants get too tight, I've been overeating, and so I cut back. I don't have foods that are off limits. I don't like ultra-processed foods, so I don't worry about that. But I have an occasional dessert. I eat mostly plants, although we have meat as well. And by now, I know how much I can eat. I know when I'm overeating. And I'm not going to bother with the numbers anymore. Okay, number 6, I no longer pay retail if I can avoid it. I worked for a time. I did a little seasonal stint at a upscale cooking store. And I came to find out, even though I had myself a product that I sold retail and wholesale, to see it on a huge scale where you see how much is produced, overproduced, and ordered for this specific store, so they end up with all this surplus. And that is by design. Number one, if they order 100,000 units of something, they're going to get it much cheaper than if they order 10,000 units. So they'll order the 100,000 units, they'll have way too much of it. And oh, what a gift, they're going to put it on sale. Well, they have to put it on sale to move that merchandise out. So I kind of saw how that works behind the scenes. It's really wasteful. And you're kind of, you know, a sucker if you pay full price for that expensive espresso machine. They're going to have to put it on sale at some point. Most things. There were some high-end items that never went on sale. And I'm not opposed to a really quality item paying for it, but most things go on sale now. Excuse me. And the other thing is thrifting. I live in a city where thrifting is really a popular thing. And oh my goodness, I've gotten some beautiful clothes, some sweaters, some jackets, like new, and for $4.99, $3.99. So that's been kind of a fun discovery for me. Okay, moving on. Let's see. Number 7. I no longer feel the need to give an immediate answer to a request, whether it's for a donation or an invitation to something. If it's not an immediate, oh hell yeah, I definitely want to do that. Ask for, can I get back to you? Can I give me a day to check my schedule, whatever. I don't feel like I have to immediately answer that because I almost always regret it when I do. Even if it's a yes, sometimes I get home and wonder if that's something I really want to do. So let's see. Number 8. I no longer buy clothes that need to be dry cleaned. I have been there and done that with the suedes and the leathers and the silks, and they're beautiful. I love those clothes, but they inevitably get a salad dressing on them or something splatters, and it just never is the same. And I don't know how many of you have had dry clean items that came back. They're a little smaller, the buttons crushed. It's just, I had that time in my life, and I'm not doing that again. Let's see. Number 9, I don't eat fast food. Most fast food, I get it, they make it inexpensive, and for people who live in food deserts, often it's the only thing that's available, or they have families they have to feed, given what wages are. That's a whole other topic, but I get it. The thing is that those meats from the chickens and the hamburgers, and they are factory farmed, and I'm married to a climate activist, so I've learned a little bit about how damaging that is. And I'm not a vegetarian, but I understand the impulse, and I try to limit the amount of meat I eat and the type, where it comes from. So that's no fast food. And number 10, and this may be a bit controversial, I no longer have a guest room in my house. For many, many years, I loved entertaining, and I loved to set up a guest room, with the fresh flowers and the lovely sheets and just getting it just right. And that was fun. In relation to that, I also don't stay with friends anymore in their home, even if they do have a guest room. And I'll tell you why. It's lovely to stay with like a girlfriend, but I like to be able to get away, to just kind of put my feet up, recuperate. Let's say you've been out, sightseeing with a friend. You've eaten meals, a couple meals together. You've been together all day. You just need to kind of have your own space. And I love to be able to, go to my hotel room, take my shoes off, take my bra off, turn on the TV, put on whatever I want or not, and just chill, just relax a little bit, have a moment to myself. And all of my friends can afford a hotel room. So, I think it also helps me be a better host. If they come over in the morning, I love to cook. So I'll cook you breakfast, I'll cook every meal. But it's nice at the end of the day to let them go to their space and you have your space. So those are my 10. I'd love to hear what is on your list of things that you no longer do anymore.